going on, guys? Thanks for joining in. Welcome back to my channel. This is Karina from Day by Day K, your fitness instructor and fitness friend. Guys, in today's video, we're going to do a continuation from last week. We did the workout when I was away on vacation, which was the 5-minute body blast. Kind of a similar idea today. It's going to be each exercise for 1 minute. We're going to be going a little bit longer than 5 minutes. It's about 10, 11 minutes. And it's going to be a full leg 360 workout. So I'm super excited. We're going to hit all the different areas of your legs. We're going to hit your quads, your inner thigh, your outer thigh, your glutes, your hamstrings. It's going to be a blast. So what you're going to need for today is a mat or something comfortable for you to get on the floor. You're going to be on your knees at one point. And if you have ankle weights, you can go ahead and grab those as well. If you don't have ankle weights for today, that's totally fine. You can do all of these exercises without ankle weights. But if you do have ankle weights, I would suggest those. So without further ado, let's get into this 360 workout and I'll see you at the end of the video. All right, guys, so let's get ready. First exercise is going to be squats. So just making sure that you have that form and get ready to go. So we're going into those squats. Again, you just want to be cautious of your positioning. So making sure that your knees aren't passing the toes. You're coming down nice and low. And of course, that key point to make sure that you are squeezing your glutes as you're coming up. So again, we're going for a whole minute here, guys. Take your time with it. On the halfway point, we are going to add it a little bit here. We're just going to add in our hands coming up. And this is only because it's a little bit of a upper body warm up as well as we're going. Again, just kind of getting the muscles ready to rock and roll. Of course, I always recommend, as you guys can see in this video, I'm not doing a warm up. So if you feel like you need to do a warm up beforehand, feel free to do that. But you want to make sure that you're nice and warm. So I like this exercise, the squats, always get the whole body kind of rocking and rolling. So we're almost there. We're going to take it down, shake it off a little bit before we get into the second exercise. So here we go. All you're going to do is basically reach your hand to your ankle or your ankle to your hand. Opposite ankle to opposite hand here. I'm lifting my other arm up over my head just for a little bit of balance, but of course you don't have to do that. You can keep your hand at your hip. And the purpose of this one is kind of just working that inner thigh, working our hip flexors as well. Take your time with it. It looks like a pretty simple exercise. We are going for 1 minute per leg here, but you're going to start feeling it even with that additional few pounds of weight on those ankle weights. Again, if you're not using ankle weights, you probably still will be feeling this. I've done this one in other videos before. So just keep going. You're almost there. Make sure you're breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down. Of course, you can feel free to place your foot down as a little bit of a break in between each one, or you can just keep your foot off the floor for the whole set here. So I'm sure you guys are feeling it at this point. We're almost there, and time. Very good. Shake it off a little bit, and we're going to go right into the second leg. Just a couple of seconds if you need to grab that water. And here we go. Lifting the opposite leg up. Making sure as you're doing this, you're keeping your core nice and tight. Again, focusing on one spot on the floor here just to kind of keep your balance, or maybe one spot ahead of you. Doesn't have to be on the floor, of course. And just kind of lifting that leg up and taking it back down. So we're almost halfway there, guys. Keep it going. The leg that you're standing on, you want to make sure you're keeping your knee nice and soft as well. So we're working those muscles. We're not putting the pressure on the knee joint. Keep it going, guys. I know you're doing awesome. Pushing through here. Of course, take a little break if you need to. You should be feeling this on both sides at this point. One side is kind of working hard to stay balanced as the other side is working to bring that weight up. Fantastic, and time. Woohoo! Just shake it off a little bit, and we're gonna add on some abductors. So abducting is we're just gonna lift our leg out to the side and bring it back in. Here we go. So we're back on the first leg, lifting and lowering. Again, if you feel like you want to hold on to a wall or grab a broomstick to just kind of hold on for balance, you can feel free to do that. Notice I'm staying pretty tall, so you don't want to be leaning over to the side, to the opposite side. The body's going to want to do that, especially with that ankle weight on, to keep you balanced. So you want to try to keep your body as straight as possible, like a string is holding your head off. You guys saw me kind of like pointing towards my core, so you want to keep that core engaged, belly button to the spine. And if you notice my foot, I'm wearing socks today, so you want to make sure that your foot is flexed. The reason I'm not wearing shoes is actually it's a little bit more challenging without shoes for me. I find that the balance part of this exercise is a lot more difficult without shoes, as I mentioned that in some of my yoga videos, so that's why I'm doing it that way. But if you guys feel like you need to wear running shoes, go ahead and do that as well. Shake it off, and we're gonna switch over to the other side. Just a couple of seconds here. Again, grab that water if you need, and here we go, lifting and lowering. Now remember, the goal is not to lift your leg all the way up to your head. It's basically just to lift it to the side. So just keep in mind that you're not extending your leg out to the back. Sometimes that happens. The body just wants to make it a little bit easier, so the leg tends to push itself back. You want to be nice and parallel with the opposite leg. Pushing through here, you should be, again, probably feeling it on both sides. Maybe in the opposite glute, as well as you're feeling it in those abductors. And again, keeping that posture, keeping that core engaged. You have just another 20 seconds here, guys. We are doing good. Getting the 360 of those legs, getting all around, gonna hit those glutes, gonna hit the inner thighs, outer thighs, got it all. And time. Fabulous. Now this next one is very similar to what we just did. I'm going to stand backwards so you guys can see I'm reaching back and taking it down. So it's kind of like a hamstring curl. Again, it's not about going with a high speed here. It's about controlling that weight on the way up and on the way down. Okay, so again, this is just like a side view here, so you guys can take a look. And again, we're gonna just go back to facing you, just to be a little bit more friendly that way. So keep it going here. Again, as you come up, I want you to focus in on really squeezing that hamstring as you're curling it up. And you should feel this a lot in your hamstrings as well as your glutes. The opposite leg should be feeling it as well, making sure that the leg that you're just standing on, you're still keeping that knee soft. Core is engaged. And again, feel free to take a break if you need to. Again, a very simple looking exercise. I believe we've done this before. I'm not sure if we've done it with ankle weights, so keep going. And time. Shake it off. One more time. We're going to repeat that on the other side, and I will show you the whole view from all around. So again, this is the front view here, up and down, and really controlling. Again, I know sometimes it's hard with the balance, and that's okay. In a future video, or if you want to try this out again on your own, if you want to make it more challenging, just put on one ankle weight on the leg that's working, and the leg that doesn't, that's basically stabilizing, you're gonna not have an ankle weight. You're gonna feel that it's gonna be much more challenging with regards to the balance, because right now you have that second ankle weight on. It's actually helping to stabilize you as well. But without that opposite ankle weight, trust me guys, it's a whole new ball game. So just another option if you guys want to try this workout out for a second time, or if you want to do it on another day. So we're almost there, pushing through, a couple of more seconds here. And time. Fantastic. Shake it off a little bit, and we're going to take it down to the floor, to the mats. You're going to go on your knees, and we're going to do donkey kicks here. So lifting the leg up and taking it back down. A couple of key reminders: shoulders, elbows, and wrists are nicely aligned. You want to make sure that as you're coming up, you're still keeping your knee at approximately a 90-degree angle, really focusing in here on squeezing that glute at the top. I'm also keeping my core nice and engaged. So like when you're coughing or sneezing, abs are tight, my foot is flexed. And lastly, I know there's so many things to think about here, is you want to make sure that your hips are also nicely aligned. So you don't want to be tilting your hip up too much, if that makes sense. Just another 20 seconds on this side. Don't forget to keep breathing. And of course, if you need to shake it off, take a little break, feel free to do that as well. Breathing is super important. I know a lot of the time people like to hold their breath throughout an exercise. That's only going to make it harder, believe it or not. So make sure you're getting that oxygen in. And time. Take a little break, child's pose, or just kind of shake it off. And here we go, opposite leg. Pressing it up. I want you to picture like you have a plate on the bottom of your foot or on the bottom of your shoe as you're pushing up. So you're not gonna let that plate fall off your foot. Keep it going, squeezing those glutes. Breathe out, breathe in on the way down. Great stuff, guys. We're almost there. And you're gonna be done for the day. So how awesome is that? Keep that core tight, keep breathing. You're halfway through this side. I know that lower body is burning, but that's what we want. Great start to the week here. Pushing through. Just another 10 seconds. I know you can do it here. And time. Oh yes. Now if you want to, you can actually pause this video for a second because you are going to need a chair for this last exercise, as I mentioned earlier. So we're sitting up nice and tall, chest out, shoulders back, and we're just going to lift and lower the legs here. Still got those ankle weights on. Now, as you guys have seen in previous videos, I did use a pillow before. So if you're taller, you might need to use a pillow to sit on, or maybe even two, just to increase your height so that you're able to do the full range of motion. I'm not using a pillow today because I'm not wearing running shoes, so I'm actually able to get my leg all the way up and all the way down. So really hitting those quads here. And again, you want to think about sitting up nice and tall, chest out, shoulders back. Still think about that core engagement, working hard here. Woo, keep breathing. So on this one here, we're exhaling on the way up, inhaling on the way down. Really squeeze those quads. Feet are flexed here as well, so try not to just keep your ankles and your feet loose as you're coming up. I know the body wants to do that. You're almost there, guys. Push it, push it. 5 more seconds. Done. Woohoo! Great job, guys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my leg 360 workout. Again, it's pretty short and sweet. I do recommend, if you do want to try it out more than once, feel free to go ahead and do that. Try this out a couple of times in the week. Change up the order of the exercises if you want. And with that being said, I hope, again, you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, let me know below. Next week, we're going to get into a little bit of a longer, more of a full body kind of thing. As I mentioned last week, that's what I was planning on doing in the next couple of weeks, but I wanted to add in this video for today. So next week is going to be a full body. If you guys have any other suggestions or questions on workouts that you guys want to see, make sure you also post that below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao!